Hey folks, welcome back to my channel. My name is Zara and today I'm going to be continuing on part 2 of my 5-star predictions mini series, I guess. And today I'm going to be talking about the sci-fi books that I think I'm going to be rating 5 stars. So without further ado, let's just jump right in. The first book is the Murderbot series, specifically All Systems Red by Martha Wells. I've heard really great things about this book. I know Charmaine loves it. It just sounds like it's going to be a really fun time. I'm going to read the blurb quickly. In a corporate-dominated spacefaring future, planetary missions must be approved and supplied by the company. Exploratory teams are accompanied by company-supplied security robots for their own safety. But in a society where contracts are awarded to the lowest bidder, safety isn't a primary concern. On a distant planet, a team of scientists are conducting surface tests, shadowed by their company-supplied bot, the self-aware C unit that has hacked its own governor module and refers to itself, though never out loud, as Murderbot. Scornful of humans, all it really wants to do is be left alone long enough to figure out who it is. But when a neighbouring mission goes dark, it's up to the scientists and their Murderbot to get to the truth. I've heard that Murderbot has this very dry humour. That is something that I really enjoy. I also really like sci-fi that has AI in it. I studied artificial intelligence at university, so I always like seeing that in my sci-fi. So I'm very excited to read All Systems Red, and I also like that they are shorter, so you're not having to make a huge commitment to read it. The next book is by Philip K. Dick, and it is called Time Out of Joint. So I've read Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep by Philip K. Dick, and that is what inspired Blade Runner. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a good book, so I want to read more of his books and, some of his lesser known works. So I'm going to quickly read the blurb of this one. Rhaegal Gum is an ordinary man leading an ordinary suburban life, except that he makes his living by entering a newspaper contest every day and winning every day. But he gradually begins to suspect that his world is an illusion constructed around him for the express purpose of keeping him docile and happy. But if he is right, what is the real world like? And what is he actually doing every day when he thinks he is guessing where will the little green man be next? Kind of gives me Matrix vibes. I really like sci-fi that centers around the world being an illusion, something that I'm personally very interested in. I also studied philosophy, so when you can kind of combine sci-fi and philosophy, you get a lot of these kind of topics that both have very interesting scientific angles to them, but also very interesting moral and ethical angles to them as well. I have a feeling I'm going to like this one more than I liked Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep, but either way, I'm very excited to get to it. And it's also not that long. The third book is Hyperion by Dan Simmons. So I have a really strong feeling that I'm going to give this a 5 stars because it has so many elements in it that I think I'm really going to enjoy. So I'm going to read the blurb quickly. The universe of the human hegemony is under threat. Invasion by the warlike ousters looms, and the mysterious schemes of the successionist AI technocore bring chaos ever closer. On the eve of disaster, 7 pilgrims set out on a quest for the legendary time tombs on Hyperion, home to the Shrike, part god and part killing machine. With powers that transcend the limits of time and space, the pilgrims have resolved to discover nothing less than the secrets of the universe itself. Sounds so good. I know it's inspired by the Canterbury Tales. It's kind of the way that the story is told is very similar to that, and that sounds really cool. A lot of my friends have been reading this recently and been giving it rave reviews, so I have a feeling I'm really gonna like it. Only 2 more to go. So the next one is Kindred by Octavia E. Butler. I've not read any Octavia E. Butler yet, which I feel like is a crime at this point. Charmaine recommended this book to me recently, so I picked it up. I love the fact that it's combining something of extreme historical importance with a genre that I really enjoy. So the blurb says, when Dana first meets Rufus on a Maryland plantation, he's drowning. She saves his life, and it will happen again and again. Neither of them understands his power to summon her whenever his life is threatened, nor the significance of the ties that bind them. And each time Dana saves him, the more aware she is that her own life might be over before it's even begun. I've heard it's very emotional, that it's very evocative, it's tackling some really difficult themes. I'm very curious as to how I'm going to like it. I have a feeling that I'm really gonna love it and that I'm gonna end up picking up a lot more of her books as a result. It's also under 300 pages, so that's always a nice treat. And the final book is actually a collection of short stories by Ted Chiang, and that is called Exhalation. I've heard great things about all of his books. I know he's written another collection of short stories, and then he wrote another book that was what the movie Arrival was based on, which is a fantastic film. So I'm going to just read what's on the inside. From the acclaimed author of Stories of Your Life and Others comes a groundbreaking second collection of short fiction. 9 stunningly original, provocative and poignant stories. These are tales that tackle some of humanity's oldest questions, along with new quandaries that only Ted Chiang could imagine. In The Merchant and the Alchemist's Gate, a portal through time forces a fabric seller in ancient Baghdad to grapple with past errors and the temptation of second chances. In The Epistolary Exhalation, an alien scientist makes a shocking discovery with ramifications not just for his own people, but for all of reality. In Anxiety is the dizziness of freedom, the ability to glimpse into alternate universes necessitates a radically new examination of the concepts of choice and free will. In Exhalation, Ted Chiang addresses the most fundamental of issues. What is the nature of the universe? What does it mean to be human? Alongside others that no one else has ever even imagined. And each in its own way, the stories prove that complex and thoughtful science fiction can rise to new heights of beauty, meaning, and compassion. Sounds absolutely phenomenal, and I cannot wait. I'm actually going to try and read this year. It's probably unlikely, but I am going to try and get to it because it sounds phenomenal. There you have it, folks. Those are 5 of my 5-star sci-fi predictions. I have a feeling that I'm going to love all of these. I guess we'll see when we get to it. But let me know if you've read these, because I'm always curious to hear people's thoughts who have already read them. Let's take it down to the comments. With that in mind, stay safe as always, take care, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.